Chapter 1. Meet Zara and Annie. Zara was a quiet, introverted girl who struggled to make friends. She was shy and reserved, and often found herself on the outskirts of social situations. Annie, on the other hand, was the life of the party. She was outgoing, extroverted, and had a large group of friends. The two girls had been classmates since elementary school, but had never really spoken to each other until they were paired up for a class project in their senior year of high school. Chapter 2. The Project. Zara was nervous about working with Annie on the project, but to her surprise, Annie was friendly and welcoming. She took the lead on the project and made sure that Zara felt included in every step of the process. As they worked together, Zara began to see a different side of Annie, a kind and considerate one that she hadn't noticed before. Chapter 3. Zara's Secret. As they continued to work on the project, Zara found herself opening up to Annie. She shared her struggles with making friends and her feelings of loneliness. Annie listened attentively and offered words of encouragement. Zara was surprised by how easy it was to talk to Annie, and how understanding she was. Chapter 4. Zara's Jealousy. As their friendship continued to grow, Zara started to notice that Annie seemed to be closer to some of her other friends. She began to feel jealous and left out, and started to wonder if Annie was really her friend or just being. Chapter 5. Zara's Sacrifice. Despite her feelings of jealousy, Zara continued to be a good friend to Annie. She went out of her way to do things for Annie and make her feel special, even if it meant sacrificing her own time and energy. Annie didn't seem to notice or appreciate Zara's efforts, and Zara started to feel resentful. Chapter 6. Annie's Betrayal. One day, Annie did something that really hurt Zara. Zara had confided in Annie about a personal issue, and Annie had shared it with someone else without Zara's permission. Zara was devastated and felt like she couldn't trust Annie anymore. Chapter 7. Zara's Forgiveness. Annie tried to apologize, but Zara didn't want to hear it. She was hurt and angry, and didn't know if she could ever forgive Annie. But as time passed, Zara started to see that Annie was genuinely sorry and regretted her actions. Zara realized that Annie was only human, and that everyone makes. Chapter 8. Zaras Love. As Zara forgave Annie, she also realized how much she truly loved and valued their friendship. Annie may not have always been perfect, but she had been a good friend to Zara in many other ways. Zara started to appreciate the times they had shared together and the memories they had made. Chapter 9. Zaras Acceptance. In the end, Zara learned to accept Annie for who she was, flaws and all. She understood that Annie may not always make the best decisions, but that didn't take away from the fact that she had been there for Zara when she needed a friend the most. Zara also learned to accept herself for who she was, and to not feel ashamed of her introverted nature. She realized that she didn't need to be like Sue or anyone else to be valuable and worthy of love and friendship. Chapter 10. Zaras Gratitude. As Zara reflected on her journey with Sue, she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Without Annie's friendship, she may have never found the courage to open up and share her struggles with others. Zara was grateful for the lessons she had learned, the memories she had made, and the person she had become. Chapter 11. Zara's Goodbye. As they prepared to go their separate ways for college, Zara and Annie made a pact to stay in touch and continue their friendship. Zara knew that things would be different, but she was determined to make it work. As they hugged goodbye, Zara felt a bittersweet mix of sadness and hope. She was sad to say goodbye to her friend, but hopeful for the future and the possibility of new friendships. Chapter 13. Zara's Reunion. Years passed, and Zara and Annie lost touch. Zara often wondered how her friend was doing and if she was still the same outgoing and adventurous person. One day, out of the blue, Zara received a message from Annie. Had moved back to their hometown and was excited to catch up with Zara. As they reconnected and reminisced about old times, Zara felt a sense of joy and gratitude for the enduring power of friendship.